Hi friends. Welcome to our channel Global Health Helpline. Today we will learn about a homeopathic medicine Arsenicum Iodatum from the book, Lectures on Homeopathic Meteria Medica by James Tyler Kent. It is the first part of this remedy. Please see second part by clicking on the link given in the description box. Please subscribe our channel to be connected with us. Let's begin. Arsenicum Iodatum. Generalities and modalities. From a study of the elements making up this agent, it may be known that it is a deep-acting constitutional remedy. Its complaints come on in the morning, afternoon, evening, night, after midnight. In hectic conditions, with many abscesses. Extreme anemia, such as belongs to tuberculous subjects. The patient craves open air when not too cold, wants the windows open, is sensitive to a close room. Marked general physical anxiety. The hands and feet tingle as if asleep and the limbs feel as if tied with a band. Complaints are worse from bathing, takes cold from bathing. It has been of the highest use in cancerous affections and has cured lupus and epithelioma. Its symptoms are often found in chlorotic girls. It has cured choreic action of muscles in girls. Some are very sensitive to cold, like arsenicum, and others to heat, like iodine. It is sensitive to both heat and cold. Cold wind and cold wet weather make the patient worse and bring out symptoms. Always taking cold, which brings on chories and increases his catarrhal troubles. Many constrictions, internal and external, and constrictions of orifices are found in this remedy. Convulsive movements of limbs. Dropsy, external and internal, like arsenicum. He is worse when hungry and, like iodine, better after eating. Increasing loss of flesh and weight in physical patients, emaciation in children, extreme aggravation from slight physical exertion. Women. In women who are subject to faintness and fainting spells. Formication all over the body. Hemorrhage from any mucous membrane. A sensation of being too warm, must have fresh air. Feeling of heaviness of the whole body. Induration is a strong feature, sometimes in glands, in ulcers, in skin affections. The glands are swollen and hard. Inflammation, external and internal, in many parts, glands, bones and serous membranes. He has symptoms as though he had lost fluid. Extreme lassitude, lack of reaction, lying in bed and lying on the painful side makes the symptoms worse. She is worse during the menses, worse from motion, but desire to move. Mucus secretions generally increased, copious, catarrhal discharges, thick, yellow, or yellowish-green and honey-like. Numbness of the limbs and painful parts, flushes of heat and surging of blood in the body. Pain in the bones and glands. Bruised sensation in the body. Burning internally and in outer parts, paralyzing pains, pinching, pressing, stitching and tearing pains. Predisposition to phthisis and complaints in the consumptive diathesis. There is much soreness, and pressure increases his suffering. Pulsation, internal and external, like iodine, the pulse is frequent and small, full, hard, intermittent, irregular. Burning is a strong feature, like arsenicum. It has been very useful in all scorbutic conditions when the symptoms were similar. Very sensitive to pain. The symptoms predominate on the right side. He is sensitive to the summer heat and the cold in winter. Dropsical and inflammatory swelling, swelling in affected parts and in glands. It has been curative in all stages and forms of syphilis, trembling and twitching of muscles. Walking makes him worse, especially walking fast. Worse from warmth, warm air, warm bed, warm room and warm wraps. Weakness, like a vital prostration, in the morning, when ascending, on exertion, during menses, and on walking, worse in wet weather, worse from the warm south wind. Mind. Anger and irritability during all complaints, aversion to answering questions, extreme anxiety, restlessness and fear, worse in a warm bed, confusion of mind morning and evening, delirium during the night. Illusions of fancy and delusions about dead people. Sadness, even to despair, discontentment, and he is often in a state of great excitement. Mental exertion increases many of his symptoms. There is marked mental weakness. Fear of insanity, of misfortune, of people, and he is generally timid. He is impatient and in a constant state of hurry. He becomes indifferent to his friends, to happiness and to his surroundings. Aversion to work. He seems to be going toward insanity. He is unable to decide between two opinions. He suffers from a sudden impulse to kill somebody. Very talkative at times, mirthful, changeable moods and alternating conditions of mind. A degree of mental prostration prevails continuously. He is oversensitive especially to noise. Inclination to sit, averse to being spoken to and he starts during sleep. Persistent tormenting thoughts. Wandering thoughts, stupefaction of mind. In the woman there is much weeping. Vertigo while walking. It will cure the particulars given below when the generals above mentioned strongly predominate. Head. Although there is hyperoemia of the brain, the scalp feels cold. Eruptions crusty, scurfy, eczematous, the hair falls out and the head feels heavy, itching of the scalp, with and without eruptions. Pain in the morning and afternoon. Better in open air, worse in warm room, better after eating and worse when hungry, worse from motion, noise, walking, pain in head from catarrh of nasal passages, with coryza, periodical headaches from malaria, with heart troubles and from syphilis. Pain in forehead in the evening, above the eyes, over the root of the nose, pain in occiput, sides of head, temples and vertex, pressing pain in forehead, with sleepiness, pressing pain in occiput and temples. Sore, bruised pain in the head, stitching in temples, tearing pain in head. The head pains are stunning. Perspiration of the forehead, pulsating in the head, forehead, temples. Eyes. Inflammation of the conjunctiva, and of the iris. Chronic catarrhal condition of the eyes in psoric and syphilitic subjects, easy lacrimation, worse in cold air, pain in eyes when reading, soreness of the eyeballs, stitching pain in eyes, protrusion of the eyeballs. Pupils dilated, redness of eyes. Starting look. Sunken eyes. The lids are swollen and edematous, twitching of the lids. Wild look in the eyes are jaundiced, vision is dim, flickering, foggy and weak. Sparks before the eyes. Ears. The ears discharge an excoriating fetid pus, buzzing, humming, ringing and roaring in cars. Catarrh of Eustachian tubes in middle car, the pain is aching, stitching and tearing. Stop sensation in ears, hearing is impaired. Nose. Most stubborn nasal catarrh with bloody, acrid, copious, excoriating, greenish, purulent, thick, yellow or yellow-greenish discharge, honey-like discharge. Coryza with watery discharge, coryza in open air with cough. It has been a most useful remedy in hay fever. Dryness in nose and epistaxis. Obstruction of nose, pain in nose. Smell lost. Much sneezing. Swelling inside of nose, ulceration in nose. Face. The face becomes cold. Bluish lips and bluish circles about the eyes, brownish, earthy, or pale face. Again the face is red and there are circumscribed red cheeks, the face is sallow and jaundiced. Yellow spots on the face, sickly look, the face looks drawn and emaciated, eruptions on face and nose, acne, eczema, pimples, pustules, expression sickly and old, pain in the face. Swelling of the glands of the lower jaw. Swelling of the submaxillary glands. Twitching of the face. Mouth and throat. In the mouth there are aphthae, the gums bleed easily, and the tongue is cracked. The tongue is coated brown or white, mouth and tongue are dry at night and during sleep, the tongue feels enlarged, inflammation of the GU. Ms. Mucus in the mouth in the morning, the mouth is offensive, even putrid. Pain in the gums, sore, burning tongue, salivation, scorbutic gums. Speech stammering. Swollen gums. The taste is bad, bitter, putrid, saltish, sour, sweetish. Teeth feel elongated, pain in the teeth after eating, tearing pain in the teeth. Much choking in the throat, dryness in the throat, membranes from in the throat, burning in the throat, constantly scraping the throat. Swallowing difficult. Swollen throat, ulceration of the throat from syphilis. Stomach. The appetite is increased, even ravenous, aversion to food, constriction of the stomach is distended. He desires stimulants. Sensation of emptiness, eructations empty, sour, water brash, sensation of fullness in the stomach. Frequent attacks of heartburn, load in the stomach after eating, indigestion and much hiccup. Chronic gastritis, loathing of food, nausea after eating. Pain after eating, burning, cramping, cutting, gnawing, pressing and stitching, pains in the stomach, pulsating, retching when coughing, sensation of tightness in stomach. Thirst, evening, extreme thirst during meal, unquenchable thirst. Trembling in the stomach. Continuous vomiting, vomiting with diarrhea, after drinking, after eating, after milk, violent vomiting, vomiting of bile, blood, food. Vomit. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe our channel to get the latest updates.